Welcome back. We are joined by Sarah Giroux from the SPCA, just on the far end here, but she's also brought a special guest with her, Dr. Adrienne Helmers, who is a veterinarian at the Valley View Clinic. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Sarah, let's start with you. Today we're talking about a special grant and, of course, spaying and neutering, which is something I think you probably try to get out to people all the time.
Yeah, so in the summer we were approached by PetSmart Charities of Canada. They were offering us a grant to fund spay and neuter of owned cats in Kamloops, which is amazing. Our Kamloops branch, out of all the BC SPCAs in the province, has the highest intake of cats and kittens for the province. So we see about 1,000 cats and kittens every year. So with grant funding, it kind of is variable. So initially we were hoping to roll it out to all of Kamloops, but we got approved for 400 cats. So we looked at what areas in the city we saw the most cats and kittens coming from into the shelter. So we've identified Brocklehurst and the North Shore as having the greatest need or impact. So that's where we're going to start this grant for this year.
Amazing. And Dr. Helmers, what do you think that means? I mean, I know that I can imagine you probably try to educate people all the time on spaying and neutering, how important it is.
I think it's wonderful for the city, and I think it's the first step in terms of starting to gain control of the populations, especially of cats, and hopefully down the line for dogs as well in the city. Because there are so many unwanted animals, and like Sarah was saying, there's so many that come to the clinic every year, and so many that come into the shelter. So it's nice to start to see these kinds of grants and programs starting to try and decrease that number of animals that need help.
I know you probably say this all the time, but I'm going to ask you, what is the importance of spaying and neutering? I mean, yes, population control, but there's also health benefits too for the animal, right?
Yes, definitely. And I mean, we could talk about it all day. I could be here for hours. There's so many. But yeah, really looking at population control, that would be one of our biggest. And of course, that's, you know, first and foremost on our minds. But looking at those health considerations and also behavioral considerations as well, those are big things. And oftentimes it's not what people think about. And you know, the list of health concerns and conditions that we can prevent by spaying and neutering is very long, and it can help to prolong the life of your pets and make them healthier throughout that lifespan as well. And looking at spaying and neutering as a way of reducing or preventing unwanted behaviors, that's also a good reason to spay and neuter your pets.
Is there a better time for pet owners to do that, or can it be done anytime?
So when we're looking at cats in particular, it's different amongst the different species. So if we're talking about cats versus dogs, it would be different ages. And when we get into dogs, we think about different ages for different breeds as well. So it can get a bit complicated in that end. But with cats, we always say the earlier the better, especially if we're thinking about them going outside, because cats can start cycling and going into season from the time that they're 4 or 5 months old, and they will go into multiple seasons per summer and spring and autumn period, and that can be multiple litters of kittens, and I don't think people often realize how fast that number of kittens can build up.
Yeah, absolutely. And Sarah, we have about a minute and a half left, but I want to ask you as well, what this will, I mean, the grant itself is fantastic, and I know it's important to Kamloops, but what will it mean for you guys, for your shelter, for you know, for those animals that you're getting that are, as Dr. Helmer said, unwanted sometimes, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's huge. It's nice for us because it's a proactive step. Hopefully get ahead of the curve for the kitten season. But yeah, it's just a fantastic grant. We want to thank PetSmart Charities of Canada for making this possible. Our 5 participating vet clinics here in Kamloops, Valley View Vet Clinic, Aberdeen, Tronkill Road, our spay neuter clinic, and the cat hospital for making this possible.
Absolutely. Wonderful. Thanks, ladies. You're fantastic. And congratulations on that grant.
That's really, really great. And if you're a resident of Brocklehurst or the North Shore, go onto our website and apply and take advantage of the opportunity.
That's so great. That's great. Another incentive, right? Just fantastic. For more information on the SPCA or that grant and how you can be part of that or benefit from it, you can, of course, go onto the website. We're back in just a minute here on Midday. Stay with us.